sat down and just had a conversation or spoke to you guys this way. Whew, a lot has been happening, which you guys already know from my previous vlogs. If you haven't watched them, feel free to click on them after this video. But now we are all settled in a new location, as you can tell. But anyway, let's get right into the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you the methods of receiving money and the methods of paying your school fees as well, because I've also had some questions about this and I decided to join the school fees questions to the transfer questions. Okay, let's begin. The first one is how to receive money from anywhere into Ukraine. Now there are 3/4 methods. I'll explain why it's a slash. All right, the first one is MoneyGram/Western Union. Now this one is very common, very popular. First of all, I want you guys to bear in mind I have used all these means that I'm talking to you about, and that's why I'm talking to you about them. Now Western Union/MoneyGram has to be the most popular ones seen in any country, not just in Ukraine. When someone sends you money in dollars or euros, now it's in your name but it's not in your bank account yet. Okay, now first of all, to send this money, you as a sender, when you go to the bank, you're going to fill in a form and you're going to ask you for some documents. When you get to the bank, I'm pretty sure they will help you out with that. And then after you've sent the money, now you as a receiver, you also have your own part to play. Okay, when you get to the bank, then you're going to show an identification. Usually for us foreigners, we show our international passport. I will advise you go with both your international passport and your Povitska. You will present it to them and you will receive the money. Now when you receive the money, the bank will ask you, do you want this money in cash or do you want it into a card? If you already have a card with the bank, for example, if you're using Privatbank is one of the banks in Ukraine. When you receive the money, they will ask you, do you want it in cash or do you want them to transfer it into your private dollar card or Grieving cards, depending on how you want it. All right, now this is how it's done. Now of course, you see, it sounds very straightforward, and it is. Now for this to work, of course the sender will have to buy the dollars, the euros that they're going to send to you. Okay, now especially in some countries where dollar is very expensive, this can be a problem because you have to spend a lot of money to buy dollars. Another thing we had to consider is, for example, if your father wants to send money to you, he can only send money to you once in 3 months. Now of course that means that after 3 months, then he can send money to you again. So don't panic if you still want to use Western Union. This is not a problem. What happens is, for example, this month your father can use his name, the next month a brother or a sister or your mom, the next month an uncle. So that's just it. We'll just have to be looking for different people. I think it's still being done now, I'm not sure, but I know this was the situation, and I think around 3-4 years ago. So if you don't mind any of these situations when using Western Union and MoneyGram, then you are actually good to go. You know what, I will just classify MoneyGram and Western Union as 1 point. Now for the second means of receiving money, I will actually call this using a money transfer agent. I don't know if it has an official name, maybe, I don't think so, but I will just call them money transfer agents. Now you will find these people in every city. Now who are these people? These are just typical people like you and I, foreigners actually. Now let's assume I deal with money exchange. Okay, I have a Nigerian card and your parents want to send money to you, or they want to be sending money to you monthly. Okay, now let's assume they want to be sending $400 to you monthly or $200 to you monthly. Okay, I will tell them my dollar to naira rate or dollar to whichever currency you use rate. Okay, and then they will give me the money in naira. Okay, they will transfer the money to my Nigerian card, and then I will give you the equivalents here in dollars. Now the good thing about this is you don't have to buy dollars from your country, which is usually way more expensive. Okay, and you also don't have to go through the hassle of going to the bank to receive the money and transfer it into your card and all of that. No, because I forgot to mention, when using Western Union, sometimes when you go to receive money from the bank, they will tell you that your name was not properly written. Okay, for example, in your passport it is your first name, your middle name and your last name, and then when transferring the money from Nigeria, maybe they forgot and they put your middle name first before your first name and your last name. They can tell it's the same person, but just because of the arrangements, they will say you can't receive the money. So using an agent is actually easier because it saves you all of this. Okay, and it could be anybody. In my city, for example, I know about 3 or 4 people that do this. Okay, and it's a business. This is the second way, and actually right now I feel like the most commonly used method because of reasons I have already explained. The third one, I just found out about it recently, and this is when you use your IBMN number or your IBMN to receive money. I'm going to cross check and be sure that I called it right. Okay, now let's assume you're in Ukraine. Okay, let's assume you keep your money in two banks. For example, you keep your money in Private Bank and you keep your money in Ocean Bank. Now, no matter the number of cards you have, okay, each card has an IBMN number. For example, if you have a Private Dollar card, you have a Private Dollar code. Okay, now when you have these cards, someone can send money directly into your account. I honestly don't know if this works in Nigeria. I think so, I'm not sure, because the person I have seen do it is from Turkey. Okay, she lives in Turkey, and when she wants to send money to someone in Ukraine, she'll ask them for their code. They will send her their code, their name the way it is on that card, and their address. Okay, that's it, and then the money is sent to their card. So it's actually easier, but it takes a while to show. It takes like I think 4 or 5 days for the money to reflect, depending. So you see guys, this is like an international banking. I don't know the limitations, so I advise that when you get to the bank, of course you can ask a banker who will give you more details about this. Okay, you can just ask them about this. Okay, heading to the school fees aspect, I have received some questions from some of my subscribers about school fees and how to pay this money. Okay, now of course the first method I told you before about coming with your money, especially for that first time. Now someone asked me, what about if she leaves her money back home? When she gets to Ukraine, the money can be transferred into the school account. Now, which brings me to my next point. Usually for most students in Ukraine, our school fees is sent directly into our school account from back home in Nigeria. The first time you're going to do this, it will take a while to reflect. Okay, it will take like 2 weeks to show, sometimes a week if you're lucky, but an average of 2 weeks. All right, now if you're a new student, you can't attend classes until you pay your school fees. That's just the way it's done. All right, so imagine you're coming to Ukraine, you've arrived Ukraine, and then after registering and everything, you have to wait for 2 weeks or more, honestly, for your school fees to reflect before you start school. This is why it's not advisable to do this in your first year, but it's advisable to do this from your second year and above. If possible, your parents can send the money earlier, for example in July or in August, depending on how long it can take them to gather the money and to send it. Before September, it's going to reflect. Okay, all you have to do is with your international passport and your COVID card, you will keep going to school and you keep checking with the accounts department until you find your name, showing that okay, the school has received your money. And then if there's any extra charge, usually there is, because who knows, by the time they are sending it, the dollar rate there might be different from when they actually receive it. You pay, usually the extra charge is 20 and more. Okay, so it all depends. Now if for some reason the school fees doesn't reflect even when school starts, from a second year student and above, you can still be attending classes, because like I said in a previous video, you are allowed to attend classes for a while before you're driven out of school. Now this gives you time for your school fees to reflect. Now this opportunity you don't actually have as a first year student, because you can't attend classes unless you pay your school fees. Okay, so that is why I advise you to come with your school fees as a first year student, and then from the years above, you can send the money from your home country to the school account. Now some quick announcements. Alright, so I'm sure that by the time this video is coming out, it will be coming out on a Friday, and I know that by the time this video is coming out, I didn't post any video on a Monday. That is because school is starting, or by the time this video will be out, school has started. Okay, so I am going to go back to posting my once a week video. Okay, I really want to keep a realistic plan and schedule. I remember in April, I think I was like, I'm going to try to post 2 videos throughout this summer and quarantine lockdown, and thank God I kept to it. I made sure I posted 2 videos every week this whole summer and last few weeks of online school before we went on summer break. And it was not easy, you guys. It was not easy to be that consistent, to have content to keep making. It wasn't. Trust me, it wasn't. But thank you all for your support. Thank you guys for your comments. You guys really motivated me to keep going. You have no idea. I want you to know that I see all your comments, and even though I won't be posting twice a week, I will be posting every Friday, and you don't have to wait for me to post a video before you reach out to me. Okay, my social handles are everywhere. Okay, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any question. You can even reach out to me right here on YouTube on the comment section, especially now that school is starting. A lot of new students are coming into the country. If you have any problem at all, feel free to reach out to me, and I will try to help you as much as possible. As usual, I will always recommend Success Agency, the best agency. You guys, honestly, I feel like the first step, okay, the first good step you can make in med school is to start with Success Agency. I can assure you, you will not regret it. And I'm sorry if there's like a shadow behind. I'm shooting this very late in the evening. I think it's It's past 6. It's very late in the evening and I didn't want to wait to shoot this another day. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you found it very informative, very interesting. Please, if you have more questions on the topic, feel free to let me know. And if there's any topic you want to see a video about, don't forget to let me know. Bye!